3 weeks before her wedding, he dumped her. No warning, no reason that made sense. Just a cold message saying he was done. He told their friends she was dead weight and that he had upgraded to a better woman. He even laughed and said he'd never love her again. It wasn't just a breakup. It was meant to crush her. She didn't fight back. She didn't post anything online. She didn't call him or cry in front of anyone. She quietly deleted her social media and disappeared from view. People thought she was broken. They thought she was hiding in shame. But she wasn't broken. She was planning. While he was out showing off his new girlfriend and calling himself a new man, she was working on herself. She got a new job, joined the gym, and focused on healing. She built a new life behind the scenes. She also listened. People talked. Friends sent her screenshots and voice notes. She saw how he mocked her online, acting like he had escaped something awful. He became louder and more arrogant. He tried to become an internet personality, always talking about his glow-up. He was even invited to be on a dating show. The season would end with a live proposal. He called it his main character moment. That's when she saw the perfect chance. A friend who worked on the show told her everything. With some luck and a little push, she got involved in the production. She didn't just sit in the crowd, she had a real part in the live event. She found her wedding dress, made some small changes and got ready. The night of the show, he was smiling on stage. He gave a long speech about finding true love and being a better man. Then they said the woman he picked would walk out, and that's when she appeared, in her wedding dress. The room froze. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. He stuttered, trying to understand what was happening. She walked up, took the microphone and said calmly, "You once said you'd never call me Mrs. again. Want to repeat that now?" The audience gasped. Then came the laughter, the applause. He was speechless. The cameras caught every second. The video went viral. People turned on him fast. His fake image was destroyed. His followers dropped. His new girlfriend left him. Sponsors pulled back. She didn't say anything else. She didn't need to. She had already won. They met in college. He was charming, funny, and full of big dreams. He made her laugh and feel special. At first, everything seemed perfect. He said he wanted a real partner, someone to grow with. She believed him and gave him all her support. From the start, he liked attention. He enjoyed being noticed, and she helped him shine. She cheered him on, stayed behind the scenes, and made sure he always looked good. But slowly, things changed. He started caring more about what people thought of him than how he treated her. If someone else got attention, he found a way to bring it back to himself. Still, she stayed. She thought it was just part of his personality. She loved him, so she ignored the small signs. Then he got picked for a reality TV show. It wasn't a big role, just something small, but he acted like it made him a star. His head got big. He started talking like he was famous. He spent less time with her and more time online. He said the show was just for fun, but she could feel the distance growing. He told her he had a surprise planned. He said everything would make sense soon. She hoped it was a proposal, something romantic. She waited, trying to be patient. One day, a friend sent her a video. It was behind the scenes from the show. In the clip, he was laughing with someone from the crew. He said, "The proposal's just for the cameras. She's not the one. I've already got someone better." Then he kissed another woman. Her heart broke. It wasn't just about the cheating. It was the way he used her. All that time, he had been pretending. She had loved him for real, but he only saw her as part of his image. The episode aired. He proposed to the other woman on live TV. He smiled like nothing was wrong, but it didn't last. People saw the clip. It spread online quickly. Viewers turned on him. They called him fake and cruel. He lost fans, lost respect, and lost everything he thought made him important. She didn't say a word. She didn't need to. The truth was already out, and he had exposed himself. She thought she had found the one. They were together for 2 years, made future plans, and were getting ready to buy a house. He always told her she was the best thing in his life. She believed him. She trusted him completely. They spent holidays with her family, and he was especially close with her younger sister. She never imagined he would cheat on her, with her own sister. When she found out, it felt like a bad dream. At first, she didn't believe it. Her best friend showed her pictures. Her fiancé and sister were out together, holding hands. A few days later, they posted a photo as a couple. Her heart shattered. The two people she loved most had betrayed her. She expected her family to be angry too, to stand by her. But that didn't happen. Her parents told her to be mature and let it go. Her sister claimed it just happened and that love is love. Somehow, she became the one people blamed. They said she was bitter and dramatic for not supporting their new beginning. Her sister started posting videos with him, smiling like nothing had happened. They called each other soulmates. She even made a video joking about winning in love. People online thought they were cute. They acted like their love was brave, not cruel. They became popular fast. They shared fake stories about how they met and left out the truth. No one knew the pain behind their perfect pictures. She felt like she was going crazy. Everyone acted like she was the problem. Her sister blocked her. Her parents stopped calling. Her ex-fiancé messaged her once, telling her to move on and stop being jealous. She didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. Instead of fighting back, she focused on herself. She moved out of town, got a new job, and started healing. She stayed off social media and cut contact with the people who hurt her. It took time, but she found peace. One day, someone sent her a link. Her sister and ex had gone viral for all the wrong reasons. A video leaked showing them laughing about how easy it was to lie and gain followers. The internet turned on them. Brands pulled their deals. Their fans dropped them. They tried to fix it, but no one believed them anymore. She didn't say anything online. She didn't need to. The world finally saw who they really were, and she was free. No longer hurt, no longer angry, just done. He cheated, lied, and then left her like she meant nothing. After everything they went through, he moved on quickly with another woman. He didn't even try to hide it. He told their friends she wasn't good enough and acted like he had traded up. People around her started treating her like she was weak, like she had lost. But she didn't cry in public. She didn't beg him to come back. She didn't post angry messages or try to explain her side. She stayed silent. She deleted her social media and stopped replying to texts. Everyone thought she was broken. She let them believe it. What they didn't know was that she was watching. She saved messages, screenshots, and voice notes. She kept everything, every lie, every insult, every plan he made with the new girl, while still pretending to love her. She didn't talk about it. She just saved it all. While he bragged online, she worked on herself. She joined a gym, started eating better, and got a new hairstyle. She signed up for therapy, made new friends, and focused on her career. She looked better, felt stronger, and thought clearer. Then she heard the news. He was going to be on a reality show, one that ended with a live proposal. He had been talking about fame for months, and now he was finally getting his big moment. He had no idea she knew, but she did, and she had a plan. One of her old friends worked on the show. She made a few quiet calls and got access. Not just to the audience, she got backstage. She knew the exact moment he would go live. She knew what he would say, what he would do, and how fake it all was. He didn't expect to see her again. He thought she was out of the picture. But the second the cameras rolled, she stepped into view, calm, confident, and dressed like a woman who wasn't there to beg, but to end the game. The look on his face said it all. He was shocked. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She simply said, "I heard you were ready to propose. Mind if I show the world what you said about love last week?" Then the clips played. Messages, voice notes, lies. All of it on screen. The audience gasped. His new girl walked off. She didn't wait for the end. She left the stage smiling. Let them think they won, until they didn't. After the breakup, she stayed quiet. He left her without warning, then showed up online with another girl, like nothing happened. He told people she was boring, said she wasn't the one, and acted like he had upgraded. Everyone believed him, but she wasn't sitting around crying. She was planning. A few weeks later, a friend told her about a job opening on a popular reality show. The show was doing a live romantic special called Love Locked. Couples would appear on stage, and the grand moment was supposed to be a surprise proposal. When she found out her ex was one of the contestants, she didn't say a word. She applied and got the job, not as a helper, not just someone behind the camera, but on the actual production team. He had no idea. She watched everything from behind the scenes. She saw him practice his lines, fix his hair, and talk about how he was going to propose to the love of his life. It made her sick, but she stayed calm. She learned the schedule, controlled the cameras, and even had access to the video clips. She kept her face hidden, worked quietly, and waited for the big night. When the day finally came, she made sure everything was perfect. The lights, the music, the timing. She had control over it all. She even arranged things so she could be the one in the control booth. She watched him smile on stage, pretending to be the perfect boyfriend. He had no clue she was the one running the show. Then came the proposal moment. The host announced it was time. He stepped forward, held out a ring, and called for the woman he loved to come out. The audience cheered. But it wasn't the new girlfriend who walked out. It was her. Wearing a headset, holding a mic, she stepped onto the stage. He froze. The crowd went silent. She looked him in the eye and said, "Before you propose, I think the world should see what you said about love when you thought no one was listening." She gave a signal to the crew. Screens lit up. Videos played. Clips of him saying rude things about women, mocking his girlfriend, and even laughing about how fake the proposal was. The audience gasped. His new girlfriend stood up and left. He tried to speak, but no one cared. She turned and walked off the stage, calm and proud. He thought he was the star of the show. He didn't know she was the one in charge all along. He was full of himself. After cheating and walking away from her, he acted like he had won. He called her old news and told everyone he had found the real thing. Then he joined a dating reality show, hoping to become famous. He planned to propose to his new girlfriend on live TV. He thought it would make him look like a loving man. It wasn't about love, it was about fame. He told people it would be the biggest moment of his life. He smiled for cameras, gave interviews, and acted like everything was perfect. The night of the live show came. The stage was ready. The lights were bright. The host spoke to the crowd, building up the moment. Everyone was excited to see the proposal. Then the music played, and he walked out with confidence. He held a ring box, looked into the camera, and said he was ready to ask the love of his life to marry him. The crowd cheered. He raised the mic and called for his girlfriend to come out. But it wasn't her. She walked onto the stage in a white dress, the same woman he had hurt and left behind. The crowd gasped. He froze. His face turned pale. He looked around, unsure what was happening. She walked straight toward him, calm and graceful. She took the mic from his hand, smiled at the audience, and said clearly, "You once said you'd never call me Mrs. again. Want to repeat that on live TV?" Everyone was silent. He didn't speak. His mouth opened, but no words came out. Then she turned to the camera and said, "Let's show them who he really is." Screens behind them lit up. Videos started playing. Clips of him lying, laughing about cheating, and saying he never cared. The truth was out. The audience turned on him. Some booed, some left. His new girlfriend was backstage. She walked off without saying a word. He tried to explain, but it was too late. She handed the mic back to the host and walked off the stage without looking back. He wanted a big moment. He got one, but it wasn't the one he planned. He broke her trust and acted like it was no big deal. After everything they had been through, he walked away without guilt and started dating her sister. He told everyone lies about her, saying she was too serious, too much to handle. He even joked that she would never be enough for anyone. She didn't fight back. She stayed silent. Her ex and sister posted happy pictures online, pretending everything was perfect. People believed them. Everyone thought she was just heartbroken and bitter. But she wasn't sitting around doing nothing. She kept every message, every voice note, every screenshot. She recorded phone calls and saved every bit of truth. He had said cruel things about her and even about her sister, the same woman he now claimed to love. Then she heard they were going on live television, a romantic special where he planned to propose to her sister in front of an audience. It was going to be their big public moment. She saw her chance. A friend working on the show helped her get access. She didn't make a scene right away. She waited quietly behind the scenes. No one knew she was there. When the big moment came, he stood on stage smiling, acting like the perfect partner. He talked about love, about finding his soulmate. The cameras were all on him. The crowd was excited. Then the lights dimmed and the screen behind him lit up. She stepped onto the stage holding a microphone. Gasps echoed through the room. He froze. She looked at him and said calmly, "Before you make any promises, let's take a look at what you've been saying behind the scenes." Suddenly, videos started playing. Texts he sent to other women while he was still with her. Voice notes of him laughing about how easy it was to fool people. Clips of him making fun of both her and her sister. The audience sat in silence, eyes wide. Her sister, standing backstage, saw and heard everything. Her face dropped. She turned and walked away without saying a word. He tried to speak, but security moved in. He wasn't allowed to take the mic back. People in the crowd began booing. Some clapped for her. The show became the top trending topic online. Clips were shared everywhere. Viewers supported her for staying calm and exposing the truth. She didn't stay to watch the rest. She simply walked off stage, head held high. The truth had done what words never could. The moment the truth came out on live TV, everything changed. People saw the real man behind the fake smile. He had spent months pretending to be a kind and loving person, but the videos proved otherwise. His words, his actions, and his lies were all exposed in front of a live audience. The internet exploded. Viewers clipped the scene and shared it everywhere. News outlets picked it up. People on social media were shocked, angry, and loud. He had made himself look like a good guy for so long, but now no one believed it. His sponsors reacted quickly. One by one, they pulled out. Companies didn't want to be linked to someone who had fooled everyone. His influencer deals disappeared overnight. The brand partnerships were gone. His online following dropped fast. People unfollowed him and called him out in comments. His sister Fiancé also faced the storm. After leaving the stage in silence, she posted a video the next day. Her face was red and she was crying. She said she didn't know the truth and begged people not to send her hate. She blamed him for everything, but the public didn't buy it. They called her out too, reminding her how she had posted hurtful things and smiled while stealing her own sister's partner. Back in the quiet of her own space, the woman who had exposed everything stayed silent. She didn't respond to the messages flooding her phone. Old friends who had taken his side before were now texting her. Some said they were proud of her. Others asked if she wanted to catch up. A few even tried to say they always believed her deep down. She ignored them, except for one message. A producer from the show reached out. They were impressed by how she handled the live moment and how strong she looked. They offered her a chance to be part of a new project, something real, something where her voice would matter. She replied to that one. As for the rest, she let the silence speak. She had already said what she needed to say. The truth was out. He had spent so much time trying to build an image, but now the world saw who he really was. And the woman he tried to tear down, she stood taller than ever, without needing to say another word. After everything fell apart, she thought she would just disappear. Her name had been dragged through the mud. Her sister and ex had made her the villain. People whispered behind her back and laughed at her pain. But after the live TV moment where she exposed the truth, everything changed. People saw her strength. They watched how she stood tall without yelling, how she let the facts speak for themselves. Viewers respected her calm voice, her confidence, and her timing. Instead of getting angry, she got even, and in a way no one could ignore. A few days later, she got a message from a well-known TV producer. He had seen the moment live and was blown away. He said people needed to hear more from her. He offered her a chance to host a talk show pilot called Scorned, but Smarter. It would be a space for women like her, women who had been hurt, lied to, or thrown away, and came back stronger. She agreed. The first few episodes were small, a simple set, a few guests, and her honest voice. But the internet found her fast. Her clips were shared everywhere. She didn't just talk about pain, she talked about healing, strength, and moving on. She told jokes, asked sharp questions, and always gave her guests the spotlight. The show grew quickly. Each week she brought in guests who had their own wild stories. Some had caught partners lying on camera. Some had been betrayed by friends. Some had stood up for themselves in the boldest ways. They laughed, cried, and told their truths. She became known for her savage comebacks and clever words, but also for her kindness. She listened. She gave space. She helped others tell their story the way they wanted to. Fans loved her. They called her a new voice for women who had been overlooked or silenced. They said she gave them hope and a way to feel powerful again. Even celebrities started tuning in. People no longer saw her as the woman who was betrayed. Now she was the woman who turned pain into purpose, the woman who helped others rise, the one who didn't just survive the storm, she built a stage from the wreckage. And every time someone asked if she missed her old life or wanted to go back, she just smiled and said, "I don't live in ruins. I build from them." She disappeared from view for some time. People believed she was taking a break or choosing a quiet life. Her social media stayed completely still. No updates, no posts, no responses, just silence and space. She wasn't hiding. She was moving on in her own way. While her ex and sister faced the consequences of their actions, she stayed focused. She spent time with people she trusted, took care of herself, and didn't look back. She didn't seek attention. She had already shown what she needed to. One day, a quiet photo appeared on a private account. She wore a white dress and stood beside a man no one recognized. There were no flashy details, no explanations, just a moment filled with peace. She had gotten married, quietly and without fuss, to someone new. The man she chose wasn't interested in being seen by the world. He was calm, kind, and steady. He respected her and loved her without conditions. With him, she felt safe, valued, and free. Her ex saw the post. He still followed her, hoping to catch glimpses of her life. She never blocked him. She didn't have to. Letting him watch was enough. His life had changed. People no longer supported him. His online presence faded. The attention he once craved disappeared. The sister who had stood beside him no longer posted like she used to. Things fell apart quickly. Hers didn't. She grew stronger. Her life became quiet but full. Real happiness replaced noise. She didn't need the world to cheer for her. She had found everything she once thought she had lost. Not long after, a reporter spotted her on a yacht. She was with her husband and a few close friends. Sunlight reflected off the water as she laughed, wearing sunglasses and a peaceful smile. The reporter asked, "Do you have any regrets?" She took a breath, then replied with a light laugh. "Only that I didn't make him call me Mrs. sooner." No more needed to be said. There were no extra words, no long explanation, just one final truth. She had built a life of her own, step by step, quietly and with care. And now, the man who once said she was nothing watched from the sideline, seeing what real happiness looked like without him. Do you think she did the right thing by walking away without saying a word? Or should she have confronted them one last time before moving on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you want more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment.